NNPC is a company owned by over 200 million Nigerians. And I happen to be the chief executive of this company. And the law is clear around what the chief executive of this company will do. Our Memorandum Article of Association, the Petroleum Industry Act, and all other enabling, including CAMA, which was legislation by this Honorable National Assembly. They are clear that the board and management of NNPC must maximize value for this company, Mr. Chairman. This company cannot have negative profits for 3 years. The CAMA says you can shut it down. Mr. Chairman, it's our job to protect this company, but it's also our job to protect other businesses around us. Mr. Chairman, let me be specific. And I will wait for the public hearing, and I also agree with my Honorable Minister that it should be broadcast live so that Nigerians will hear us, so that all the misinformation that you see today will be put beside, so that Nigerians will know the truth. And all of us here see what's happening in the media. Targeted personal attack on my person, on the institution. And we all know how this works. They are deliberate, they are calculated, so that create the impression that the NNPC Limited and our leadership are doing anything to create economic sabotage in our country. It is far from it, Mr. Chairman. This company has grown, Mr. Chairman. We are proud to say this. From a lost company for 43 years to a profit-making company today, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it is very clear from everything you have said through this investigative hearing that you can see the majority of the issues you have raised have nothing to do with the NNPC Limited. Yet, everybody believes, by sheer misinformation, which my minister has highlighted, the NNPC is responsible for creating any economic sabotage in our country. Mr. Chairman, refining business is straight business. You must secure your feedstock, and you must secure a market. This is basic, even for NNPC refineries. And this determines what happens in a refinery, any refinery for that matter. Let me talk straight to this, Mr. Chairman. It's a perfect opportunity also. Mr. Chairman, we have done nothing to sabotage any domestic refinery. Any one of them. There are many of them. Some of them are small scale. Mr. Chairman, but there's a law that guides everything we are doing. Mr. Chairman, the law is clear. My colleague from NNPCL is here. There's domestic crude oil supply obligation. Yes, what it is saying is that process it locally, provide for local refinement, absolutely correct. But the law also said that there must be a willing buyer and a willing seller. It didn't say anything else. And perhaps the only way it cannot be so is for this National Assembly to change the law. And I will not recommend this. Mr. Chairman, secondly, and more importantly, NNPC has nothing to do with imports of products that are substandard. It is very clear, Mr. Chairman, there are rules, there are regulators. We follow the rules. Nobody will bring product into this country that doesn't make specifications. If it does happen, it's crime. It couldn't have passed through any regulatory institution. It is impossible. We all know what happens. Smuggling does take place. And I'm happy that the Customs Service is here. No one can deny that smuggling takes place across our border, but for PMS and every other commodity that you can think of. This is real, Mr. Chairman. When the details come, we will tell you what we know. Mr. Chairman, I suggest also that it should be set live so that everybody will hear what is going on in the industry. And perhaps responding to our Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Energy, we engage. Mr. Chairman, today, this country is producing about 1.65 million barrels today, as of today. We have a clear target and a pathway, which is not just an NNPC-driven process, Mr. Chairman. You must put money before you can make money in the oil and gas industry. You must invest. You must have confidence of banks, and you must have confidence of investors. Today, Mr. Chairman, This National Assembly, both the House of Representatives and the Senate, have set several committees to look at local refining, to look at crude oil theft, vandalism. It is very, very clear that until we address this, no one is going to put his money into the upstream. And that's why NNPC took it headlong and got the support of Mr. President. Clearly, Mr. President understands that doing things different today, which is showing up, and I can share with you, Mr. Chairman, just a month and a half ago, we're actually down to almost 1.4 million barrels per day. It's simply an infrastructure unavailability issue associated with acts of vandals and oil thieves. Mr. Chairman, you will agree that NNPC is not a security organization. But yet, we got the support of Mr. President to set up an accelerated process of intervention, and it is paying off. You have to restore that confidence before you can talk about growth. Let me share something with you, Mr. Chairman. In year 2020, during the COVID, Mr. Chairman, in one day, our production, without doing anything, we hit 2.47 million barrels per day, 17th of April, to be very specific, Mr. Chairman. And what happens? The thieves and the vandals went to sleep, because there's nowhere to take you to. The market went to sleep. And we now know that without doing anything, we have such capacity. But you can't achieve this until you are able to arrest the situation that is on ground. And I'm happy that this investigation will also bring back part of the reports, I'm sure, of previous Senate committee reports that we have seen, Mr. Chairman. And at the right time, we'll give you all the details. We'll take you through it. You will see the challenges that we are dealing with. That's not about NNPC Limited. It is beyond NNPC. But we also need your help. And I can assure you, Mr. Chairman, we will cooperate with you, with this committee, and the inclusion of this House of Representatives, so that we'll address fundamental issues in the industry that are still hanging, that may not even be within the remit of any one institution that is invited for this gathering, Mr. Chairman. It needs a collective response, Mr. Chairman. And I assure you, Mr. Chairman, the NNPC Limited and our board of directors and our shareholders are faithful, loyal to this country. We do not lie to this country. And we do nothing to sabotage the economic interests of this country. As a matter of fact, NNPC is the economic interest of this country. And we understand this very, very perfectly. Just also by the provisions of the law, and also, and I can share this with you, for me and my colleagues in the NNPC, even by conviction of faith, Mr. Chairman, we will do nothing. We believe there is eternal accountability, Mr. Chairman. Even if you don't unravel what is happening, we know that God knows. And that God will hold us accountable. And we're after no one. We are persecuting nobody. We are not criminals. We are not thieves. We are serving our country, and we believe very, very strongly that we're faithful, loyal to this country. And that this Senate, and I believe this very, very strongly, that we protect our dignity so that we can serve this country. Tomorrow will come. That tomorrow may not be on this world. It will be in the hereafter. And we believe that there's eternal accountability. And we understand very clearly that this president means well. This president has supported every process that is bringing back value to the oil and gas industry. The oil and gas industry is bleeding, Mr. Chairman. We can't speak. There are things we know we don't say. And that's why I agree with the Honorable Minister that even the things we won't say, we'll say them when the right time comes. That this country is bigger and greater than all of us, and we serve it. And Mr. Chairman, I confirm to you that the NNPC Limited will cooperate with this committee. We will be part of the solution. We will not be part